Premiere Pro or Final Cut? Final Cut or Premiere Pro? Hey, so if you're asking yourself this question, which editing program works better? Don't miss this video right over here. We'll share some tips. Hey guys, welcome again to another episode, and today we're talking about Final Cut Pro 10, Adobe Premiere Pro, which are the differences, which is better for your personal branding videos, to establish a good content strategy, to start making those videos you want to do, and of course it's important to know which editing program is better for you. So my name is Carina Belmonte. I'm a video producer and content creator, and on this channel I help upcoming creators level up their personal brand. Before I begin, I just want to say thank you so much to Jamie right over here. Thank you for your comment. And thank you to all of you. Now let's begin with the differences. Let's go first with speed. Which one is faster in the case of rendering and exporting? So Final Cut, when you're working and you are rendering and exporting you want to make it faster. I will have to say Final Cut is faster on that. Why? Because you can still work on your project while renders and exports. The computer won't just stop. In the case of Premiere Pro, the computer will tell you, you need to stop doing what you're doing. I will render and I will export. And it's slower and you cannot work on your computer. Like I said, you can, while it's rendering or exporting. And if you do want to do something on your computer while it's doing this, it will take so much longer, the exporting and the rendering. So in that case, the one that wins in speed is Final Cut Pro 10. Okay, now let's talk about which one is better in the timeline. So in the case of Final Cut Pro 10, it has a magnetic timeline, which means if you have two video sequences, one on top of the other, and you want to move just one, it will allow you until you just drag one to one side and just move it. Because it's magnetic, it will drag everything together. Now, in the case of Premiere Pro, it's very flow, it's free. Every video sequence is free by itself. Okay, now of course there's ways in Final Cut Pro 10 to don't have the magnetic field, but in the first chance, it will always happen like that. You just have to move one sequence to the other and do that. But in the case of which is the best timeline, for me, that I prefer, it will be Adobe Premiere Pro. It's more independent, it's faster, and that's the one I would say I prefer, okay? Now let's talk about which one has more compatibility with other programs. And well, in this case, I will have to say both have a lot of compatibility with other videos that you want to include, with other programs they do. But let's say this, Adobe Premiere, what I love is that it's compatible with the whole Adobe family. You know, InDesign, Illustrator. It also has Photoshop, Lightroom, After Effects. That's what I mean of compatibility. It has so many other apps that you can work with. Final Cut also has, but if you want to talk about more complete program, Premiere Pro right over there. Okay, now let's talk about the features. The features are very similar one to the other. Both have color correction, both have effects, both have titles, both of them have. And if you want to have titles, more title options, don't forget about Envato right over here. Gonna leave the link right here below. Okay, now, in the case of features, like I said, both the same. Now let's talk about organization. Which one has a better organization experience? Let's talk about that. I would say I prefer the way Premiere Pro does it. I think it has those separate folders that I really like how the experience works. So when I'm working as a video editor and as a content creator, I prefer the experience that Premiere Pro offers. In the case of Final Cut, I really don't like the way it puts events and then other folders. I'm not comfortable with it, but it doesn't mean that it's not great. But if you're coming from iMovie, I would say the experience of learning editing, it will be faster with Final Cut Pro 10, okay? Now let's go to the part of the pricing, because that is an important part and it's a decision that we all have to make. So in the case of Final Cut Pro 10, it's $299, which is $300, okay? That is Final Cut Pro 10, that's it. Now, in the case of Adobe Premiere Pro, there's different plans. So you have the plan of monthly that is $20.99, and that is for individual. And then you have for student, which is $19.99, and also includes some Adobe apps that can definitely work for you. Yeah, so monthly it will be kind of a lot for an individual because then you will have to buy, like, if you want After Effects or if you want Lightroom or if you want InDesign, and it will start putting the price up. And also, if you want Adobe Premiere Pro yearly, it will be $239, and doesn't mean that you own it and that's it. No, you will have to pay every year $239. Okay, so that's a big thing. As a video editor myself and a content creator, I have used both, and with both I have great experiences, but nothing is perfect, as you know. So if you want to know more about what music you need, you have to go to Epidemic Sound, because with any video that you use, you need music, so don't miss Epidemic Sound right over here. If you want to learn more about personal branding, content creation, video editing, don't miss this video right over here, and also I have a guide right over there, because last week's video was all about video editing and what you need to know, so don't miss it. Also, thank you so much for being right here. It was amazing talking to all of you, and see you next week.